How are you guys? I hope you're doing well. I thought I'd just make a quick video, well hopefully quick because I want to go right now, about what I've been reading recently. I've got a little bit of notes, so hopefully I can, tell you what I've been reading as quickly as possible without, going into any detail or telling you anything other than a list. So yesterday morning I was up quite early. My child doesn't have nursery on a Friday, so I wasn't in any mad rush to get his lunchbox ready or any of that. So I started reading the Bible, and I opened the Bible at the Book of Wisdom, which is sometimes called the Wisdom of Solomon. It's I think widely thought not to be actually authored by Solomon. It's rather somebody kind of like assuming his character and kind of writing what they'd imagine he would write. And yes, I think it's thought to be authored a lot later. Than during the time that Solomon was actually living. So yeah, good, interesting. Again, it's one of those books of the Bible which is in the Catholic Bible but not the Protestant Bible. So it's completely new to me. It has Solomon talking about how he loved wisdom more than anything, more than money, power, good looks, health. Literally, it was his most prized and valuable ability, or that's what he famously prayed for more than anything else. So yeah, it was interesting. Lots of stuff about how wisdom, which I guess it's presented, and it is kind of a kind of manifestation of the intelligence of God. It's personified as female. Yeah, it's like God's intelligence working through creation. So, wisdom is behind the seasons and the weather and, the ecosystem of the world in general. And, humans can access it. I mean, everybody has some kind of internal God-given wisdom, and you can, because, we're made in the image of God, and you can pray for more wisdom. Yeah, he talks about the benefits of wisdom, in terms of being able to influence people and understand people. And he also talks about how it's wisdom that's been guiding the Jewish people, out of exile, out of slavery. It's what's enabled them to overcome their obstacles and enemies. And then near the end of the book, the author is talking about the kind of the stupidity of idol worship and idolatry and nature worship and all that. So yeah, it's good. I'm glad I read it. What else have I been reading? Yeah, I've been kind of half listening to an audiobook that was free on Audible. I'm sorry, I will update in the comments. I can't remember what it's called. or who it's by, I can tell you vaguely what it's about. Like, it's been on the background whilst I've been busy, so I haven't taken in loads of information from this book, but I would like to re-listen to it, and I would recommend it. I haven't finished it yet. It's about 2 or 3 hours long, I think, in total. It's a short book by a woman neuroscientist, and she's talking about, you know, how we can keep our brains healthy, and our mental health good, healthy, through the activities that we choose to do, and how we stimulate our brains, you know, day to day. Parts that I remember off the top of my head, she was talking about how there's been a study into how women suffering from anxiety have found knitting, like knitting clothes or blankets, whatever, has been really helpful in managing their anxiety and healing it and curing it. Yeah, so that's interesting. And I also remember her, in the beginning, I think she devised some experiments to prove or find out whether rats living in an enhanced environment, she calls it, I think, you know, score better on intelligence tests if they had like toys and like a comfier environment and mazes and stuff like that, as opposed to rats that are just in like a cage with nothing to stimulate their brains. Yeah, she got positive results from that, so she's kind of like applying it to human beings, and yeah, she makes a lot of sense. Another interesting, though very sad, part of what she was talking about was, you know, that although we can, you know, improve our brain health through stimulating our brains, doing stuff like knitting, reading, etc., games, puzzles, and anything that requires you to use your brain, learning a language, playing an instrument, you know, we can improve, I think they call it neuroplasticity, or she calls it, yeah, so you can kind of like rewire your brain to be healthier. She does also mention that there are certain, you know, science has proven that there are certain periods in brain development which, you know, enable a person to learn, and, you know, then after that window has closed, it's difficult, if not impossible, for the brain to learn to do certain things. So she gave the example of a young woman who was horribly abused by her dad, and her dad had like tied her up and, you know, not interacted with her, given her no access to education or really any mental stimulation, like her whole life. And then when she was rescued from that situation, she was unable to speak, and they weren't able to, you know, teach her to speak. She was too old, you know. If I don't know whether she was like late teens or early 20s or something, I can't remember, but yeah, if you don't learn to talk when you're a baby, a toddler, a young child, then it seems that, you know, that sad situation seems to prove that it's not possible to pick that up at later dates, and presumably that applies to like other, you know, functions and abilities that the brain can do. This is that one. I will definitely, like I said, comment the title and the author down below. It's free on Audible. Okay. Oh, the next one is getting back into a book that I haven't read or started, I think, quite a while ago, like maybe a number of years ago, 2 years ago, and that's The Crucible by Arthur Miller. I've written in my notes that I've previously read Review from the Bridge. I think we did that at GCSE at school. All My Sons, I think I read in my late 20s or 30s. And I really enjoyed those. Bless you. The kitten is sneezing. Little baby hashtag the kitten. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the Crucible is not an easy read for me at all. Like, it's not easily understandable. I'm putting that down really to being quite ignorant of the time period in which it is set, you know, kind of the early part of the history of the United States of America, and the witch trials. It's something, a part of history and my culture that I really know nothing about. I picked it up and I saw that I'd gotten part of the way through the second act, so I finished the second act last night, so I'm just over halfway through the play. I was playing with this kitten here. Hello, can you see? I don't know. Oh, sorry. Can you see the cat? There's her, or his or her hands. We don't know if he's a boy or a girl. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, so it's awkward. I'm vaguely understanding it, but I'm not connecting with it, and I don't really know what's going on. I don't know if these women who are, you know, condemned to execution are actual witches. If it's sort, I have no idea really what's going on, who's who. It's very dramatic. Yeah, I am curious to finish it, and I've just got it in my bag that I'm going to take out for the day now, and hopefully read a bit more and finish it soon, and then read some criticism or watch some reviews or something of the play on YouTube. Yeah, kind of like think about it a bit more. There's that one. Sorry, I hope I'm not seeming grumpy. No, I'm feeling alright. I'm just aware that I might be sounding a bit flat. Okay, so with Claudia, the book by Diana Wallace Taylor, it's hashtag. She's wanting to play with me. I'm busy. Hashtag. Yeah, I've just reached page 100 on Claudia. It's good. I'm really starting to get more into this one, connecting more with the protagonist as the book progresses. Yeah, it's I'm excited for Claudia to encounter Jesus. So she's been married to much time now, and he's been stationed in Judea. So he's there, and she's on her way there on the boat at the moment. Yeah, I'm excited to see, you know, how it goes forward. And also, you know, like all of the books of Diana Wallace Taylor, they help you to, you know, meditate on characters in the Bible and stories from the Bible, and also, in addition to that, they provide like a valuable historical context, and I love historical information just for its own sake. But yeah, there's lots of interesting, you know, facts, some sad facts. I learned in this book that during Roman times, if like Roman slave ships sunk, the slaves were never like rescued as if they were human beings. They were just left to go down with the boat. They weren't like treated as the other members of the crew, you know, like who presumably would try and help each other to survive. Yeah, but nobody bothered about the slaves. They were just like left to drown. So that's pretty horrific. What else? Oh yeah, I wanted to mention a book by Kes Gray. So I've been talking on my channel quite a bit about the Daisy books from Kes Gray, like the young children's chapter books. They're, you know, for around the age of 4 to 7 or 8. I got another book by him for my son, and it's called Good Bits, and it's basically short stories that kind of end in a funny, like, or unexpected or kind of crazy way. They're good. We're about halfway through. Yeah, I just wanted to recommend that if you're a parent or teacher, etc. Okay, so it's midday. I want to just quickly talk about what I want to read next. So obviously there's that Father Brown mystery book that I want to get on with, and also I got from the library the other day collected books of Nancy Mitford, and I was hoping to read Love in a Cold Climate. No, Pursuit of Love, I think, is the first one. Yeah, give that one a go at some point. And yeah, I got another book from the library because although I've got that Father Brown mysteries lined up and I'm still reading Claudia, I just kind of, in an attempt to stay offline, stay off my phone more, just thought a library book might be good to get on with as well, because then I've got that kind of like built-in time limit with it, so I can have it for 3 weeks or 6 if I really, but I can't really, drag it on too long, so that, pressurizes me to read and just, leaving it on the back burner for like when I feel I've got the time, because I've never got the time, so got to make time for things sometimes, haven't you? What else? Oh, I really want to listen to the audiobook of, what's it called? Something Castle by Saint Teresa of Avila. He's like a Spanish saint from a long time ago, and she writes about the nature of the soul, and she compares it to a castle with many rooms, which is made of diamond, or at least she says very clear crystal. I'm interested to read that. I have an Audible credit. I don't know why I have an Audible credit, because I gave my last Audible credit to my son, and so I need to pick something with that. I was going to choose the Teresa of Avila book, but I found it free on YouTube, so I decided not to waste my Audible credit on that one. Any recommendations for Audible books? Most recommended, maybe like a more contemporary novel that's got some kind of literary merit but isn't like got any spice in it, and like I said, I'm not into that, you probably know. On that note, I'm gonna head off. Have a lovely weekend, or week, or evening, whenever you're watching, and I'll talk to you soon. God bless. Bye.